Ashes and Embers. Book 1, When the Smoke Clears. Chapter 2, Of Quiet Things and Broken Teacups. The sound of Teddy's cry echoed through the old house like a haunting refrain. Harry groaned, lifting his head from the pillow. His hair, ever unruly, stuck out in odd angles, and his glasses were halfway under the bed. A clock somewhere chimed 3 a.m., or possibly 4. Time had little meaning now that Teddy had discovered how to scream himself into every hour. From across the hall, Draco's door creaked open. "Your son's banshee impression is improving," he said, his voice rough with sleep but laced with dry amusement. Harry met him in the nursery, already lifting the wailing baby from the magically warming crib. "He's not my son," Harry mumbled. Draco raised an eyebrow. "You keep telling yourself that." Teddy's hair shifted from bright red to deep purple the moment Harry held him close, which meant he was calming down, sort of. It was fascinating, really, how expressive the kid's magic was. No filters. No restraint. Just raw, unfiltered emotion on display in colors and sparks. Draco stepped beside him, rubbing his eyes. "Let me," he said softly, reaching for Teddy. To Harry's surprise, the baby didn't resist. Draco, for all his usual prickliness, had a strange way with him, like he understood silence better than anyone, and sometimes, that's all Teddy needed. "You're good with him," Harry said, watching. Draco scoffed. "I was raised by a narcissist and a ghost. I suppose it gives me an edge in broken homes." Harry didn't laugh, but his smile was genuine. "That's not nothing." They rocked the baby in silence, and Harry caught himself watching Draco's face. He looked tired but not angry about it. Soft, in a way Harry wasn't used to. Not sharp like the boy from school. Just human. "You know," Draco said after a pause, "this house is strange." Harry blinked. "That's your midnight revelation?" "No," Draco murmured, still swaying gently. "It feels strange because it doesn't feel like it should. It should feel like it hates us. All of Sirius's old bitterness, the black family curses, the dust of 100 grudges. But it's like, it's waiting." Harry leaned against the doorframe. "Waiting for what?" Draco looked at him then, silver eyes unreadable. "For us to make it into something else." The next morning brought a burst of accidental magic. Teddy, now giggling and crawling at light speed, had turned the drawing room curtains into shimmering floating jellyfish. One floated past Draco's head while he tried to read wand lore and inherited traits with what little patience he had left. "I swear if that child turns one more thing into sea life." "He's creative," Harry said, walking in with a mug of tea and a lopsided smile. Draco caught the cup Harry offered, cradling it with both hands. "You're lucky I like tea more than hexes." "You like me more than hexes," Harry teased. "I'm not sure what we're doing," Draco finally said. Harry looked down. "I'm not either." They sipped their tea together, and the house didn't creak or groan. No portraits screamed. The silence was full, not empty. Even the jellyfish floated slower, calmer. It felt like they were being allowed to be. Meanwhile, far north in Hogwarts' quiet halls, Ginny Weasley sat beneath the beech tree by the Black Lake, scribbling another letter she wouldn't send. Her hand smelled of ink and fresh parchment. Her thoughts, however, were tangled with someone else, soft brown eyes behind round glasses, quick laughter, the way she tucked her hair behind her ear when she read. Amelia Bones, niece of Susan Bones. Brilliant. Kind. Nothing like Ginny had expected to fall for, and everything she needed. Ginny sighed, scratching out the last line of the unsent letter. "Dear Harry, I hope you're okay. I think I'm falling in love with someone who isn't you." She folded the parchment neatly and placed it in her pocket. She would burn it later. Or maybe she wouldn't. Maybe some things didn't need to be written to be true. Back at Grimmauld Place, the evening passed with soft laughter, floating sea creatures, and a baby who refused to sleep without one hand wrapped around each of theirs. Draco looked down at Teddy, then up at Harry. "You're not the man I thought you were," he whispered. Harry chuckled quietly. You're not either. Outside, London's night air was thick with spring. Inside, an old house, once cursed, once cruel, began to breathe differently. Because love had strange forms. Because war left ruins, and ruins could be rebuilt. Because sometimes, the softest things survived. End of chapter 2.